everybody, Laura here from Remaking the Creek. Everybody, hello. Tonight we have Kit Craze. Hi, Mom. And I believe tonight's Kit Craze is already live on our website. Hello from Iowa. Yes, we have 3 Kit Crazes tonight. And basically, the Kit Craze for tonight is done the same way for all 3. However, you have different centers, ribbons, and mesh. So tonight's Kit Craze, I will be using this. I love this center. It says Joy with the little reindeer, the little bird in the center, and the word Christmas. Of course, we got some buffalo check throughout. Hello, everybody. I'm fine. I'm fine. Thank you for asking. We are going to be, you also get a roll of these black and white border stripe mesh that we're going to be using. You get a full roll. Hi, everybody. You get a full roll of this really, really pretty snowflake mesh or ribbon. This is 2.5 inch, and it's got the black and red check, some snowflakes, some lime green, really pretty ribbon. Goes nicely with the center. Also this red and black check ribbon, of course it matches. Gotta have some matching. And so you get a full roll of this. You also get this, I don't even know what size this is, 0.625 inches of wired buffalo, it's again check. We're going to use this for a hanger, as well as for a few little bows on our board. Of course, you get the character board and your packet. Okay, so that is the Joy kit. We are going to be making this tonight. However, oh, and you get snowflakes. You get some snowflakes, and we'll put them in our wreath when we're done. So this is the Joy one. You can also choose from a Snowman one. So this is the Snowman Vinyl. It says, "Baby, it's cold outside." Yes, it's only 1 kit per email. So the Snowman, you get the red and white border stripe mesh. You get this really cute silver and chenille trimmed red and white check ribbon. You get a 1.5 roll of this silver ribbon, which is really pretty. You get the 6/8 inch wired white and red check. And all this is on the website. All the items that you get in there are on the website. You also get snowflakes and your packet and your board. And then we have, and I don't know why I don't have it, we have the Retro Santa. So there's 3 kits tonight that you can choose from, and you can do all 3 kits the way I'm going to be putting this one together, if you like. Now, you've seen me do, I don't know how many gazillion kits already. You can put your kit together however you like. I'm just showing you all the supplies you get, okay? So the Retro Santa, you get this vinyl image. You get emerald green with lime border striped mesh. I don't know if you can see that in the picture. It's really pretty. We're keeping it retro, so you get this gorgeous, just very simple holly and berry leaves ribbon. you get this really pretty metallic looking 1.5 inch ribbon. They are available right now on the website, uniqueinthecreek.com. And instead of snowflakes for the retro Santa, you get these really cool, and I didn't bring any home, I apologize, but you can see them on the listing. You get two metal, they're made of metal, red and green poinsettia clips, but they're metal, so they look really retro. They're really, really cool. So it really goes nicely with all of this kit as well. So there's 3 of them you can choose from. If you're a snowman lover, you'll want the snowman one. If you love buffalo check, you might want the joy one. And if you just like really cool, you want the retro one. And this is the last kit craze for, this is the 7 kits. Okay, I can't answer questions right now, so if you're having problems, just please email info@uniqueinthecreek. This will be the last kit craze using a character board. Next week's kit craze, you definitely don't want to miss. Next week's kit craze I've been working on for over a month now. So it is very special. It's something you guys have never seen before. Ever. Anywhere. So you're definitely going to want to tune in till next week's. So for tonight, I'm going to make the joy one. I'll probably end up making all 3 of them, because I'll be doing it for Project Christmas Tree. Even though it's not a Christmas tree, I'm still giving away Christmas wreaths to the old age homes and stuff like that. The Santa is really cool. Santa is real. I love the retro Santa. It's so nostalgic and cool. And I really wish I had the poinsettia metal things, because it really gives it that retro vibe. So like I said before, I really put a lot of thought into all these kits I've put together for the whole Christmas season. So very good. So, but you make sure you check in next week, because next week's is going to be epic. Seriously. All right, let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to be building this wreath a little different and outside the box than normal. And it really will help for those of you who are just beginners. Okay. So this is our character board. And you'll see that there's sets of holes, 3 sets. And then the center is empty. Like, this is where we're going to put our vinyl on. The top of your board, there's 2 divoted holes at the top. Scroll it a little bit. And these are your hanging holes. Tonight we're going to be making a really cute hanger with this ribbon. So thank you for sharing and sprinkling and everything else. I really appreciate it. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to find your hanging holes and just put them at the top, because that's the top of your board. Then you're going to take your vinyl. Make sure there's nothing on your board. Okay. Especially glitter or little pieces of hair. Then you're going to peel your vinyl off the page. Try not to get it stuck to each other, to itself. And then when I put it on, I just eyeball. So I kind of fold it in half like a U. And just set it on we're putting it just on the inside of these last set of holes. Just like that. So this is making your wreath board or your wreathing frame and your sign all one piece. Okay. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Oops, I just slid. There we go. And I just, before I stick it down, I just hold it up to make sure it looks straight to me. And if it looks straight, you're going to start from the middle and just press your way out with your hand. Just like that. Okay. Thank you guys, everybody, for sharing, floating my boat. You bought the snowman. The snowman's really cute. Especially this, it's got like a metallic. Isn't that adorable? And the little snowman, and it's got silver on it, and then you get silver ribbon too, with the red and white stripe, border stripe. It's really pretty. And then I'm going to use, I just use my little Betty Crocker spatula thing, and I just start from the middle and work my way out. Just smoothing. Usually it's, once it's down pretty good. Like there's no air bubbles or anything. But if you don't have one of these little this is just from the dollar store. You can also just use a debit or credit card. Just wrap it with some paper towel and smooth it over if you feel the need. That way you don't scratch it. Alright, so this is what we have. So this is our frame and our sign all in one piece. Okay, and our mesh, I've already cut my mesh. All you have to do is cut it in 10-inch pieces. Okay, so cut the mesh itself is, well, I better check. Usually I say 10-inch. Yeah, this is 10-inch. This border stripe is 10-inch. So you're going to cut your mesh 10 by 10. I'm not going to show you how to cut the mesh. There's many videos of me cutting mesh different ways. If you don't have a cutting mat, you can use the cardboard insert that comes with your kit. The long way is 10 inches. You just put it in your mesh and you can flip it over. Use clothespins and then cut it down the side. And normally what I do, yes, only one size is available. Normally what I do is I start preloading my board. I'm not going to do that tonight because I'm going to build my wreath one column, not a row this time. Normally we do row 1 and then row 2. This time I'm going to build it by column, so by the rows here. Okay, and it's just going to be a very simple wreath, but it's going to be super pretty. I've done some of my ribbons. What you're going to need is 16 pieces of the red and black, or whatever ribbon you're using. It doesn't matter what kit you're using. You need 16 pieces of the one ribbon and 16 pieces of the other ribbon. Okay, so we're going to cut it at 14 inches. I'm using my measure buddy, so I pull number 1 out all the way to 14, and I already cut 8 pieces, so I just need to cut another 8 pieces. Okay, so I'm going to stick my ribbon and put the end right into the number 2. Tree kits, and you got our bow maker. The little kids easy bow maker is awesome for holding your ribbon so when you're pulling it, it doesn't twist. So I need 8 pieces of this ribbon at 14 inches. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 8 pieces. Now I'm going to take my scissors and cut down the end of it. Okay, just down the end. So this is a cool little handy tool to have, especially when you'll really be able to see it in action when I do the gnome. And I'm hoping to do the gnome maybe tomorrow. Hopefully I'm feeling better. So, and then I'm just going to cut the other end. And we have 16 pieces total, and we have about, I don't know, a quarter of a roll left still. So you can do a bow or something if you want with it after. So I already have 8 pieces here. So there's 8, and then I need to do 8 of these. This one. Yeah, the Measure Buddy is available on Unique and Creek too. It's a really cute little handy tool because you can cut your ribbons and yarn or mesh or whatever all the way up to 20 inches and just close it. You don't need all kinds of pieces of boards and cardboard and everything. It's only 3 ounces in weight, and it's yeah, it's quite handy. I use it for traveling. You can even make a bow with it. You can make a bow. Our friend Jackie Blewett showed us how to make a bow with the Measure Buddy, and it turns out pretty good. So I need 8 of these. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, this is just the Kids Easy Bow Maker. You get one of these in your Christmas, if you buy a Christmas tree kit from us, you get a little bow maker to make your tree topper for your Christmas tree kit. So, but it's also good for holding your ribbon on as well. All right. So again, we have about a quarter of a roll of this ribbon left as well. And now we're going to dovetail these ends. Look how pretty this ribbon is together. It's going to look really, really nice. I did a bow with it a couple times. And there is a video, if you go under videos on the Unique in the Creek Facebook page, there is a video. Jackie Blewett did a big, huge tree topper video, and I've done a couple smaller videos. We haven't really promoted the Measure Buddy yet. We're working on a few things still, like packaging and stuff. So if you're wanting a Measure Buddy, I would get it really soon before we start really marketing it, because the price will probably go up slightly by the time we do like professional packaging and all that stuff. Right now we package them ourselves, but eventually it will go to a professional packer. So, and right now they're only $12.99. So I have a few of them kicking around. So you're going to fold your ribbon in half and then just cut from the folded part to the corner, and that'll give you a really nice V in your ribbon. Okay? So again, we're just prepping our materials. And then once all our materials are prepped, we can start putting our wreath together. And like I said, I'm going to do it a little bit different today. Okay, fold it into the corner. You got your buddy a few, yeah. Everybody that's gotten one has loved it. We've had a few problems with some of the clips breaking, so be really careful. You only need one clip. It does come with two. You only need one. Actually, you don't even really need it. And you just slide it in, and it clips right here. Don't pull this right up because it's plastic. It will snap. You just need to slide your ribbon into it. Okay, you don't need to lift it and all that stuff. You can also just hold it with your thumb and wrap. Hello, everybody. Wow, there's a lot of people on. Yeah, I'm okay, Anna. I'll be fine. Okay, we're just getting our ribbon tails ready and set to go. Alrighty. So we have 16 of each color. My scrap holder. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I like to fold my ribbons up and have them ready to go when I'm building my wreath. So for this one, I'm having the black and red checkered one is going to be the bottom piece of my ribbon, and I'm going to have this one on top. I like to stagger them. What I mean by that is put the black and red one down, then you can take this one, and I'm just, the bottom of the ribbon is just going across kind of where the cut part in the tail is, just like that, and then I fold it in half. Okay, and that's it, and I'm going to set it to the side. I'll do the same for all of them. Just get them ready to go. I'm fine, Candy. I'm just a bit tired. Well, that's a wonky V. There, that's better. So, and normal ways everybody does it is you just put them over top of each other and then fold it in half and then pinch it. I like to do it this way, so you can do it whatever way you want, and you'll see when I do it like this. I don't think anybody else is, I've never seen anybody else do it like this, so, but I find when I go to open up my ribbons, they open up really nicely that you can see both ribbons when you do it like this. So you can do it however you want. So in total, we're going to have 16 of these little ribbon packets, I guess, that I folded. I don't think there's a good and bad side on this black and red ribbon. I just love how it matches. So perfect. Same with the, well, actually all the ribbons match really nicely with the kit, the stuff I picked for the kits. Alrighty. That is done. So our mesh is cut, our ribbons are cut and folded. Now this ribbon, it is wired, even though it's small, but it's so fun to work with. We're going to cut 4 pieces of 24 inch. So this is already 24 inches I cut. So I'm going to take 4 of these. And we're also going to make a hanger with this. So there's 2. And this is 10 yards as well. And it's wired. Normally you don't find small ribbon like this wired. But I did my homework and found some. Alright, so our ribbons are done here. Alright, we're ready to start building this wreath. Now it's going to be different than I've done before. So usually I go row by row. This time I'm going to go column by column. And I'll show you why. It's a little easier for the beginners. Sorry guys, I have to keep drinking. I got a bit of a sore throat. So, alright, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to start with row 2, the 2 holes on row 2. And you'll see it's right below the divoted holes. You'll see on the board there's a row, it'll say 1 and it'll say 2. We're going to start on where it says 2. Okay, I'm going to take a zip tie, and there's a flat part of the zip tie, and when you put the tail into the flat part of the zip tie and you pull it, it zips and it will lock. That's what we want it to do. So when you go down one hole and up the other, you want the flat part of the zip tie facing in between the 2 holes when you go to load it, okay? Okay, we're going to leave it like that. You're going to take a piece of mesh. You're going to get your little wire nippers. So in your kit, you do get these pink-handled wire nippers. And they're very handy. You go straight down and you'll be able to clip off your zip tie tails. Don't use your scissors because it will dull your scissors. And I always have my clothespins handy just in case I need an extra set of hands. Okay, I'm going to take this 10 by 10 piece. I'm going to have the stripes along the right and left hand side of me. And what I'm going to do is scrunch up the middle. Just like that. Now there's many different petals you can do. You can do the kerfuffle, so you don't have any of these strings. Maybe we'll do that. So you just fold sides. I'm going to open up my little thing of ribbon, and I'm going to pinch from here to here. Now, like I said, my ribbons are staggered, and you can put yours right over top, and I'm going to flip it up so that the green trimmed one are on the top, okay? And like I said, we're going to build column to column, row to row. So you're going to take your mesh, and where it's pinched right in the middle, put that right in between the 2 holes. Take your ribbon, put that right in between the 2 holes. Oh, and I was going to put one of these in. You know what? I think I might want to put one of these in later. Oh, maybe not. Hold on. And then with this long 24-inch piece, how was I going to do it? Oh shoot, I just knocked down my thing. So I'm going to do, this is a 24-inch piece. So I have my cutting board here. I'm going to put it on the 10. I'll put it on the 20 so you guys can see. And I'm going to go to the 28. So I'm going to go 8 inches, fold it. Okay, 8 inches, fold it back again, and then the rest, fold it. All right. Make sure it's right. And then I'm going to just pinch this. That didn't work out right. Hold on a second. Hold on. How did I do this? 20, was it 6 maybe I was going to do? Oh, 6 inches. So 6, fold it back 6, fold it back, and then oh sorry, it was 6. So you take your 24-inch piece and your card, actually you can just use your cardboard. Hold on. See, guys, I'm not feeling the greatest tonight, so I'm not even thinking right. So when you get your cardboard, this long piece is 10 inches and this is 6 inches. Put your ribbon, cut your ribbon 24 inches, put this on and go around the board, this cardboard. So just like that. So simple. And then just slide it off. So it'll slide off. There we go. And what I'm trying to do is just make a little bow. Scrunch it in the middle, just like that. And we're going to put this right here as well. Okay, I'm not even going to bother opening and fixing up any of these tails yet, because we'll end up doing it all again. So now you're going to take a zip tie and go, doesn't matter which hole, on row 1, one of the hanging holes. You're going to take a piece of mesh, I'm going to do a ruffle. I want this nice and full. All right, and then you can see that the stripes are on the side, and I'm just dragging my thumb and my forefinger up the center. So, and you're gonna want to do this on a flat surface and not where a tablecloth is. And then you're gonna flip it up, and this is what you have. So we're gonna see all that pretty mesh. You're gonna take where I curved it, just put it on the board and zip around it. And cut your zip tie. Alrighty, so we got the first piece done. And now we're on the next section. So since I put ribbon on this one, I'm going to put just mesh. So you'll start to see a pattern in a second. And I did a kerfuffle on this one, so I'll just continue. So the inside one I did a kerfuffle, which is folding it. So zip tie. Get your, oh no, we're just doing a ruffle. Okay, just a piece of mesh, and then from the hole to the outside of the board, we're doing a ruffle and a piece and the ribbon. Take your mesh, scrunch it down the middle. Get your ribbon. You already have the center, just pinch it, flip it. Now I'm flipping it so my green is in the center. But when you do stagger it, you can see how you see all the two ribbons. I'm going to take this between my zip tie, put my ribbons on the center as well. and do the zip tie up. Pull it. Okay. That row is done. Now you can use your clothespins to hold this back a bit. And then we're on this row. So this set of holes right here, I'm trying to see if you guys can see it. Now this one is going to get mesh and ribbons. And once we get all this in, it's all going to, you won't see any of the board. So I'll try and do it upside down so you guys can see. Oh, this was a kerfuffle. I should have just did a ruffle, but okay. Mesh is ready. Ribbon is ready. Where'd my other one go? Okay. And then we had that piece of, we're going to make a bow. And I'm going to, on the short way, we're just going to wrap it around. Okay, slide it off. Fold it in half so we know that it's where the center is. Okay, so we got our mesh. Our mesh will go on. Our ribbons will go on. Our bow will go on. And then the zip tie will come around. Okay, and then the one back here is just going to be a piece of mesh. So instead of going around the board, we're building it by the rows. And that way we're not reaching over anything, and nothing will get frayed. All right, next, just going to put a clothespin, pull this back. Next hole, since we put ribbons here, we're going to put just mesh. Just put the center right on top. Okay, and then this hole to the outside, and I'm trying to do this upside down so you guys can see. So this one will be mesh. And ribbon. So you really don't have to think. Just look at the one next to it. If the one next to it has ribbon in it, you know it's just a piece of mesh. Put your mesh in, your ribbons on top of your mesh, and zip tie around it. Now you can use pipe cleaners or tinsel ties or whatever you want to use. I like zip ties. It's my thing. we'll fix up our little bows at the front really pretty once we get everything going. I'm okay, Priscilla. How are you? All right, so the next one, this one has no ribbons, so we're going to put some ribbons in this one. Doing it this way is really pretty much a no-brainer. Yeah, I'm just partial to zip ties. I just know, I feel confident when I'm making my wreath when I use zip ties, because with pipe cleaners, I don't know, I just feel it's loose. They really don't need a pattern because it's one hole with just mesh, one hole is ribbons and mesh. So there's really no pattern to it. And then, so the only the inside one am I doing like a little bow. Alrighty, mesh, ribbon, bow, zip. Okay guys, my back's getting sore, so I'm going to have to do it towards me because I'm reaching too much, doing it upside down. Alright, so then the outside hole just gets mesh. Very easy. Now you can do like poofs if you want in row 1. You can do all ruffles. There is so many tutorials on our YouTube channel under the character board that, and I've done a lot of kit crazes in the last few weeks that you can do your wreath however you want. This one that I'm doing right now, this is just a very simple way. And I know it looks like a big mess right now, but it won't, I promise. once we get it finished and fix it up. Hi Susan Galley. The board is 15.5 inches. Alright, so this one had ribbons. This next one is, for row 2, is just a piece of mesh. And this is border stripe mesh, and it does have metallic on the ends. I thought the white and black would really, really look smart with the red and black. So that is why I picked white and black border stripe mesh for this kit. Your 9-year-old granddaughter made her first wreath on a triangle board. Oh, that is so sweet, Betty. Thank you for sharing that. I love things like that. I really do. Alright, so this outside hole, since this one just got a piece of mesh, this one's going to get ribbon. think my mesh is catching on to my ribbons. So we'll just open our little ribbon packet. Now, if you want, right now I have my green on the top and I flip it upwards. If you want to alternate, you can just turn this around and change it up. So when you scrunch it, the green's on the bottom and the black and red is on the top. So it'll give it a totally different look, just like that. Sorry, I'm trying to read the comments too. And the nice thing about this will still fit in between two doors. And the Unique and the Creek wreaths are really economical to ship, because you don't need like the huge, like 8-inch shipping boxes. So that's all we're doing. We're just going around in a circle using our pattern. Pretty easy. So this next one is going to get ribbon, mesh, and a bow. Alright. Try and reach again so you guys can see. So mesh, ribbon, bow, and zip. Pretty easy. And then obviously you take your nippers, just go right down to the head of the zip tie and then throw the tail away. Hello Bonnie Evans, how are you? Thank you for joining me. Oh, I don't know, Sharon, I don't know how I come up with them. I think I have a pretty good eye of putting colors and stuff together, so that really helps. And I love my product, so I love playing with the boards. There's so many things you can do with them. We're almost, well, we're halfway done. Halfway done. Now, if you already have ribbons and mesh and everything at home, we have hundreds of vinyls on our website. You just have to grab a board, grab your favorite vinyl, and you can do oh, I did a kerfuffle on that one. You can do a wreath just like this with your own ribbons and mesh if you have them. We put the kits together for people that, you know, may want to try it and they don't want to run around looking for everything. So basically, if you have a set of scissors at home, then you can pretty much make one. Without using a ton of mesh, because you only use one roll of a 10-inch mesh. Alright, so this one will get some tails. Yeah, this is a pretty easy wreath. I like putting it together like this. So I'm not reaching over it, like, you know, we'll have to fix the tails and everything, but you have to usually at the end anyways. So you just kind of build it row by row instead of, or column by column, not row by row. And it gives you a really pretty fair size wreath too. I hate that my comments keep going. I can show you the back, but you really won't see anything because it's it hides everything, because you don't need to cover up the back. Hold on, I'll show you. So what I'm doing is, if this one has a tail, this one doesn't. Tail, nothing, tail, nothing, tail, nothing, all the way around. So if I put a tail in this right here, this row, this one doesn't get one. If there's no tail in this one gets one. It's pretty easy pattern. Showing all my fray here. So that's what we got so far. So it's not really showing you very much, but it's just skip one, put tails. Skip one, put tails. And I need more of this. Thank you. Well, it's kind of a mess right now, but it'll look really nice once we put the once we fix up our mesh and our ribbon tails. Now it's getting pretty full and big. I think if I do it this way, I'm not reaching and you guys can still see. Right-handed, so it doesn't, I need to have it to the right of me. Now when you watch the replay, when you're making your wreath kit, don't forget you can stop, pause, rewind to see what I said. It's a bit different than watching me right now and thinking how you're going to make it. When you get your wreath kit, like I said, it will be on YouTube, and you can stop, rewind, go back, see what I said, you know, and take your time. Don't overthink it. Just spend a Sunday afternoon or something in front of the Christmas tree and make yourself a wreath. These make amazing presents, gifts, especially with the board. You can sign the back of the board with a little note and date it. I know there's a lot of people doing homemade gifts this year because we all got lots of time. So we might as well make gifts. So that one is just a plain, so this one that I'm doing here is going to be with tails. Oh shoot, I need to do the 24 inches again. I guess I should make a couple of them. Yes, Tina's amazing, amazing. She knows more than I know. So the hole, I just did that hole, so this hole behind it is just going to get a piece of mesh. And this border stripe mesh makes such a cool effect. All right, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left. Yay! It's kind of a mess. I'm glad you think it's gorgeous right now. It's kind of a mess right now, but we'll fix everything once it gets in there. It doesn't take long to fix all your ribbons. Now it's probably, yeah, I don't know why I didn't think of this. It's probably easier to do the outside one than the inside one. I don't know why I just thought of that now. I'll try it on the next few. All right, I'm going to try the outside and then the inside. Four more. So the outside is just the mesh. Yeah, I just did, you can do a ruffle, you can do both kerfuffle. I just started doing a kerfuffle in the inside for no reason. You can do it however you want. For the outside though, I always like to do like a normal ruffle because it makes it bigger, the wreath bigger looking. So anybody do anything interesting today? I haven't been really talking too much tonight. I apologize, guys. You know, you just kind of get in those moods where it's like, oh, I don't feel like talking. this kit I didn't do anything for download because there's really nothing to, it's every other hole is a mesh and a ribbon. Oh, my bow. I keep trying to do it upside down so you guys can see it, but it's not really working for me. Well, that's nice. Working at a flower shop, that would be fun. Can't stop it. Be happy at a flower shop. This is a pretty big wreath. Holy moly. It's working out to be very big. All right, 3 pieces. So we used 1 roll of the 10-inch mesh. And 16 14-inch ribbons of each color. And then we have some snowflakes to add. I can make a pattern. I'll post a pattern later. It's nothing hard, so. I think I'm the only one that gives patterns with any kits that are out there. Thirsty, guys. I'm hoping to make, guys, I have the cutest gnome I want to make for you guys, and I bought all the stuff to make that you guys can buy to make the gnome as well. It's not a kit, but I really wanted you guys to be able to make the same gnome. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. So I'm really trying. It's been super busy here, guys, but I'm really trying to get it done. So I'm gonna try. I'm trying, so don't message me and hold me on that, but I love me some gnomes. Two more. And this will be the last one with the bow, so I need 1 more piece of 24-inch. Now you guys don't have to put the little bows on if you don't want. You can do whatever you want with this ribbon. I just thought it was really cute. It's very hard to find this like 1/8 ribbon, or 3/16 wired. You're making some wreaths right now too? I love making wreaths. I love crafting. I really do. But I hate when my ribbons fall on the ground. Hold on a second. Now don't forget next week's kit craze. It's not a character board, and it's something you guys have probably never seen ever because I totally got them custom made. I did get quite a few of them, so you have to join me for sure next week because it will be an original. Just saying. Didn't I just make myself a little bow somewhere? Oh, right here. I need to get out of this funk. Do you guys ever just get in a funk where you're just like, you know, I'm done. Like, I'm just done. You found some skinny wired ribbon at Hobby Lobby. Maybe they're coming out with more. Because, like I said, it is hard to find. Although crafting does try to get me out of the funk a little bit. Because I just love to craft. Crafting is my everything. And I don't even craft. I give my stuff away. I just love making wreaths. We are full. We still have one more piece, but we are full. And then we'll actually pretty it up. Yeah, what's the word? It's not exhaustion. I'm just fatigue. I have some really major fatigue going on, I think. All right, last set of holes. Maybe it's because it's the Christmas rush and it's really been really extremely busy. And I've even been at the warehouse 2 days in a row helping. And all I really want to do is craft. I don't want to be helping. Alright, last one. Move these ribbons out. This is full. It's so full, yet we only used one roll of ribbon. You're not feeling 100% either? Yeah, I think it might be just all the crap that's going on in the world. I know our city just went to almost a shutdown again. It's like, what the heck? So, like, restaurants can only be open till 10. If you go for dinner, you have to be there. Like, it gets tiring after a while. Last piece, and it's the outside piece, and then we get to pretty it. I like to pretty it on my door when it's hanging up, and you can pull the ribbons and everything nice and pretty. That's why my pictures always look so much better than when I finish the wreath, because I make sure it's all nice and pretty on my door. Hi, Jane Ward. How are you? I haven't seen you in a while. How is everything down under? All right, last one. Thank goodness. Okay, now what you need to do is we're going to go row by row, and we're going to pretty this. You're going to fix your tail. Pull these, and let's open our little bows. And I want my little bows to kind of come out towards the front. If I can get my hands in there. There we go. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. I don't think I need to dovetail the bow, the little tiny bow. Do you think? Maybe I'll just angle it. There. Oh, it's so pretty. It's like a little delicate bow. And then we'll fix this. And we'll make sure these are back nicely. And these. There. Look how pretty. Can you guys see that? Let's see. The actual one I actually prettied. So once you start fixing it all, it looks really, really pretty. All right, I'll do the next one. This mesh. And I still have mesh left over. And then we'll open our little bow again. The little bows make it so cute. Just a little delicate touch. And then I'm just angling the little tail on my little bow. Okay. This mesh wants to do whatever it wants to do. Oh my gosh, this is so pretty. Let's angle it again. So I'm going to make the hanger, but you guys get the gist of just prettying up your tails and everything. Opening up your little bow at the base. A little bow, actually, you know what? It's such a little touch, but it totally makes the wreath. This little tiny bow here. Oh, your schools went full remote? I just said to Lolly maybe she should think about it, well, especially because it's winter. She doesn't have to walk home in the winter if she does school online, so. Oh, I love this. Look how pretty. I don't know if you guys can see these three that I've done. Isn't that pretty? With the little bows just coming in. I love it. Love it. Very cute. Now you could do your other, if you bought the other kits, do the exact same way. And then you just open up all your ribbon bows. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this. I got some left over of this Now I did cut, you'll have a lot more left over because I got a bunch of pieces that I cut too short. So you'll have a bunch more left over. And I'm just going to make a hanger. I know, I love it too. It's really cute. And once I finish opening it all up and making it pretty. Oh gosh, it's adorable. With the black and white in between. I don't know if you guys can see. Now, I didn't open everything up yet, but it is really cute. And it's not too wide. Like, it's not ginormous like the Texas size wreath, but it's a good size. And we only used one roll of mesh, so that's not too bad. So I'm going to make a cute little, just a simple hanger with this ribbon. I think I'm going to, let me see, take a zip tie. I'm going to go down one hole and up the other where my hanging hole is. And I don't even know how, I just used the rest of the ribbon that was left on here. It's 36. About 50 inches. Fold it in half. Okay, and then I'm just going to put trying to put this zip tie head over into the hole here. Make a simple bow. Just something simple. Now you guys will probably have a lot more ribbon left over, like I said. Okay, well, you do it pretty. Just something really simple, and look how cute this little hanger is. So they can hang their wreath. Now you can do a few loops for your bow if you want. You don't even have to do a ribbon hanger, but it kind of looks a little cute with this little ribbon. It's adorable. Let's pull it up. I'm not finished fluffing and all that stuff, but that's okay. You guys get the gist of it. I hate showing a wreath when it's not completed, but I'm a bit tired, and I think I would be much more beneficial if I fluffed it and everything tomorrow. But here we go. I don't know if you guys can see that. Turn this light off. It's glaring on it. Oh, come on. There we go. That's a little better. Yeah, it kind of looks like a hot mess still, but you guys get the picture. But I like this cute little bow. Isn't that darling? Beautiful. Very cute. yeah, it's really pretty. I'm gonna finish it tomorrow. I love these little bows though in here. Oh my gosh, they're adorable because they match exactly with the larger bow or the larger ribbon. But anyways, yeah, it's cute and elegant at the same time. It's very, and I like the black and white in it. Just sets it off a bit. Pulls out these colors, and then it's got the black and red that's really kind of rustic. So it's elegant, rustic, you know, kind of cute. So it's yeah, I did good in this one. I did good. So we do have the snowman. This is the Joy Christmas one, and then there's the retro Santa. So you can do all of them the same way, or you can find another tutorial on our YouTube channel and do it that way. There's no right or wrong reason. You just have all the supplies that you need right at your fingertips. Okay. So if you just joined us, check out the replay. I'm not sure if we're sold out or not. But definitely make sure you tune in for next kit craze. Next kit craze is, like I said, it's a one-of-a-kind. I came up with it myself. I've been working on it for a while, like the components for it. So it's going to be fabulous. So we're going to go out with a bang. And then I don't think we have any more after next week of kit craze. So, but we do still have our traditional Christmas tree. We still have, I think we still have some modern Christmas tree. We have our poinsettia kit. So we still have lots of kits. We have our sunflower and daisy gift giving kit. So it's got a sign in the center, and you can do like I did and maybe add some lights to it and really make it wow for a gift, because it's one of those all season season wreaths. So you can use it for whatever. So they're really popular to give because then the person will use it all year round and, you know, make a little note on the back. Anyways, I'm going to go to bed now, guys. Thank you all for joining me again. And I'll definitely post pictures, and I will do a pattern. It is simple. Like I said, it's just every other doing some tails, but I'll get that done sometime tomorrow. Okay? Have a great night, and thanks for joining me. Bye, everybody.